Hello and welcome to the second module of the Top Agent Marketing System. In this module, we're going to be dealing very heavily with Facebook. Everything is going to be about Facebook, and this first lesson is going to be how to set up your Facebook page if you haven't already done that. And for those of you who already have, how also to optimize it so that you're getting the best results. So Facebook is going to be a significant part of this system because it is such a valuable tool for marketing. You know, in Facebook, people are, sharing their relationship status, the things that they're interested in, the shows that they like, their profession. There's so much information that's available that is so powerful for us as marketers. Because even though you're a real estate agent, you're also a marketer because that's the way that people find out about you and about your business. So what we're going to be doing, again, I'm just going to be showing you how to go through and create your Facebook page and also how to optimize it to get the best results. So just a couple pieces of information, and then I'm literally going to show you how to do it click by click. So first of all, again, I'm going to give you a walkthrough so you know how to do a click by click. And all that really means is, I know some of you get really stressed out about technology and the internet and those kinds of things. And so for those of you that struggle with that, it just means that you can relax and go through it. You can literally just open up another window and do it at the exact same time that you're watching this video. And so it's going to be a very powerful way for you to get this set up and know that you've done it correctly. And again, you'll be able to do this very, very quickly. So with that, to optimize your Facebook page, there's primarily 6 things that we're going to be looking for and getting set up. So the first one is your profile image, and the dimensions of that are 180 by 180. I'm going to show you why you don't need to remember these things. It's going to make it very simple. The second thing is your cover photo, and again, that may be a terminology you're not familiar with, but again, I'm going to show you. And that cover photo, the dimensions are 828 by 315 if you want to remember that. I'm going to be showing you how to set up your call to action button, how to set up your description of your page. We're going to create a pinned post, and again, I'm going to show you what that means and how to do it. And then the last thing is showing you how to get the first followers for your page. So with that, let's just go ahead and jump right in. And then just this one final note. So one of the things we're going to be doing is creating a pinned post. Now you will want this information just because it's a template of how you can easily set that up and what kind of information you should be covering. So an introduction, people want to connect with you personally, so it's good to put some personal information. Like if I were doing it, I'd put some information in there about Batman because I'm a huge Batman fan. So anyway, just something that will help people connect with you. The second thing is in the second paragraph, letting people know that they're at the right place. So you're at the right place if you're looking to buy a home in the Dallas area, something like that. Third area is your specialty. So you remember in the first module, we dealt with that very heavily, talking about your niche, the thing that you're really good at. So talk about that and let people know that you're a specialist and what kind of problem you're solving for people. And then in the fourth paragraph, we're going to be talking about next steps. So you're going to be inviting them to like the page, to sign up for the free offer that we call a lead magnet. The lead magnet is that thing that you're offering for free in exchange for their contact information. You can do that through Facebook as well, and it's very powerful. And then you're going to be talking about, this is a social community. Go ahead and make some comments, introduce themselves, and start engaging with people. And then below that, you're going to have resources. So give them links to things that are important to you. So maybe a link to your website. If you do a podcast, a link to your podcast, a link to that freebie where they can go to get that free offer that you're giving them. Or even if you're doing other social media, Twitter or Pinterest or those kinds of things, you could give them links to those social media outlets as well. And so just going to show you how to do all this. So with that, let's just go ahead and jump right in. And I'm going to show you how to set this up and optimize it click by click. And we're going to get this done very, very quickly. So with that, let me just jump over here to my browser. So when you are on Facebook, when you come up to this little down arrow up here in the corner, one of the options is to create a page. And you can see that right there. So when I click on create a page, it gives me different options. And the best one that I've found for real estate is this one, local business, because you are a local business. There's, certain geographies that you work in, and it's going to be best to have that kind of a page. So we simply just put that. Now, the thing for your name is you want to make sure that it's a name that's going to stay consistent. So some people will put, let's say we've got Jane Smith, and Jane Smith is with Coldwell Banker. So she might decide that her page would have the name of Jane Smith, dash Coldwell Banker, or your agent with Coldwell Banker, or something like that. Personally, my recommendation is leave the name generic. And the major reason for that is I noticed that some agents don't stay at their firm forever. They switch brokerages for whatever reason. And so if you switch, it makes it a little difficult to change the name. There's a process, and yes, you can change it, but Facebook limits how many times you can do that. And so it's really not in your best interest to do that. So if I were setting this up for me, if I were a real estate agent, what I would say is, Kevin Smolin, your real estate agent, or something like that. Right. So the page category, I'm just going to start typing real estate, and you'll notice that pops up. So I'm going to select real estate agent, 123 Main Street. So let's say I live in Dallas, Texas, and the zip code, I don't really know what the zip code is, 05164. Sure, that sounds great. And then I'm going to put in my phone number, and you want to make sure you put the right one so that people can actually contact you. I recommend unclicking that box. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting messages from Facebook about how to improve the page. If you want them, great. If you don't, totally up to you. And then you're just going to go ahead and click Get Started. So now it is going and creating your Facebook page, and here is the page for the business, and it is currently blank. So you'll notice here the name of the page, Kevin Smolin, your real estate agent. And then now we're just going to go through and optimize the 6 things that we talked about. So the first one is adding in my profile picture. That is this square right here. Some people put their company logo here, and I highly recommend not doing that. The major reason for that is, again, people want to connect with a name, with a face, and the brand is you. It's not the company. So you want to make sure that people are able to connect with you. So you'll notice if I put my cursor here, it just says add a picture. I'm going to click on that. You can either take a photo or you can upload one. I'm just going to go ahead and upload one because I've already put one in here. And we're going to go ahead and upload that photo. It's going to ask me if I want to resize it. Right. But we're just going to skip the cropping and go ahead and hit the save button. And so once that's done, perfect. There is my, I'm really good looking. Anyway, so you'll notice we've now got the first step done, which is the image. Now our second step is the cover image. Now the cover image, a lot of people say, well, how do you create that? Well, I use a program called Canva, Canv.com. Canva.com. It's a very easy graphic editing piece of software. And the thing that's really cool is you don't have to be a graphic designer to use it. I'm going to show you how simple it is. So when you come to this, there's this create a design, and it shows you all these different types of things that you can do. If you scroll down to the social media category, right, you'll notice one of the options is to create a Facebook cover, and you see it already gives you the dimensions right here. But if I click on that, it's going to pull up the dimensions. I don't even need to remember that. It does it for me. So let's say I wanted to create one. You can upload your own photos, which I've done. So let's say I wanted to have my background picture, the cover picture, be part of this kitchen, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stretch out that kitchen so that it takes up the space. I can center it however I want to center it. Right, that looks pretty decent. And then what I can do is, let's say I'm with Remax, right? Then what I can do is I can actually add in my company logo right there, right? If I don't like the way that that looks because it's hard to see, I can add in a shape and put that as a little bit of a background for the logo. Right, so I can put that right there, something like that. This button up here is transparency. So you can see as I go down, it just determines how much of it you can see through. And so with the logo, I want to bring it forward to the front. And I can resize that a little bit. Perfect. So now there's that. I can add in some text, right? And let's say I want to focus on the first-time homebuyer market. So I might want to have a heading that says, would you like to buy a home with no down payment? See how below. Right? Now that's really huge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all that. We're going to shrink down the font size. That's a lot better. We're going to make that take a little less space. Put that up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in another one of those boxes. Again, just so that it's a little easier to see. We'll make it transparent again so you can still see the kitchen behind it. And when we put that there, right, so with this, I want to bring it forward. That way the box goes behind it. I'm going to put it a little higher for reasons that you'll see in a second. And it's still a little too big, so I'm going to shrink it just a hair. That's much better. Right. Then I can take this, make it fit that box a little bit better. That way I can see more of the kitchen. And then finally, what I'm going to do is I want to add in some arrows because the call to action button is right below on that other side. So when I type in arrows, that one looks great. So I need to shrink that a whole lot. We're going to rotate it. And we're going to shrink it even more. And then I'm going to make it a color that's going to stand out a little more. So there, now we've got that red that stands out a little bit more. And that call to action button is about right there. And I don't know exactly where it is, so I'm just going to make a copy. And we're going to put a couple of them. All right, perfect. So again, you've seen in just a couple seconds, I have created the image for the background. And again, I'm not a graphic designer. I'm sure many of you are far more skilled at it than I am. But if I can create something, something that's decent looking rather quickly, then so can you. So it has gone ahead and saved that. So now that we've got that picture saved, I'm going to upload that photo. And it's right there, the Facebook cover. Perfect. So you can see how these arrows are pointing to this button. And I'm just going to hit save so that that saves. Okay, so now we've got our background photo, the cover photo. Third thing we want to optimize is this button, the call to action. So what we're offering here, so going back to the first module, we talked about having a lead magnet, something that you're offering for free. Well, I'm using my background photo to promote that. And so right here, you can click this button to set this up, right? And what I'm doing is I'm giving them the option to do other things. So we can have options here for downloading an app or a game, making a purchase or a donation, book services, get in touch, right? And so under the get in touch, there's this sign up option that says take people to a form on your website to get more leads and subscribers. So when I click that option, it's going to ask for the website link, and here's where you would add in the link to your landing page. And so I'm not sure what the landing page is, so I'm just going to put in my website, which is 2Q leadgenerationstrategies.com. Right, I'm going to click add the button. And then I've updated that. So now what happens is when they click this button, right, they're automatically going to go to my website. So if I test the button, right? It's just tracking that it came through Facebook, and then right here it's taking them to my website. So that's how easy it is to set up your call to action button, and that was the third thing that we wanted to optimize. The fourth thing that we want to optimize is the description. So the description is going to show over here in this category, and it's a little confusing, but the way that you get to it is to go in through into here, the About section. So here in the About section, this is the information that I added earlier, right? And then here I can add in a full story, right? I can add in my email address, website. I highly recommend that you put these things in, right? But I can edit the About. And so editing the About, this is the short description. This is where I would put something like, I help first-time home buyers buy a home without a down payment. Right, just kind of keeping that that same theme of being a first-time home buyer. Right, so now I've got that done, and that is my description. That was the fourth thing that I wanted to do. Fifth thing that I wanted to do, we're going to go back to the home section, and see now that I've added in that description, right? You'll see that over here in the About section. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to add in number 5, the pinned post. So a pinned post is where we're going to make a post. And I'm not going to type out the whole thing because it would take forever. Paragraph 2, etc. And so we're just going to go ahead and make a normal post. I'm going to hit publish, and then that would be a post. But what this is going to be is you're going to be welcoming people, and when you pin a post, it's the first post that they see when they come to your page. So it's great for people that are coming for the first time, that are wanting to know what you're about. They don't have to go find it. It's just going to be in the very first area. So once you've created your post and then published it, there's this little down arrow up here, and it says pin to top of page. So I'm going to do that. And then what happens is that post, see right here, it's got the little pin mark on it, which means it's always going to be the first one that pops up. So even if I create a post after that one, and I'm going to call it after that one, just to show you. So if I create a post after that one, you'll notice that it gets below there on the feed. So if somebody were coming to the page, let me reload it. If somebody were coming to the page for the first time, right, and they get here, then what would happen is they're going to see that pinned post first. So here's the pinned post, and you'll notice after that one, that post got put below it. And so that's what a pinned post does. And again, it's great for doing an introduction, telling people what you're all about, and giving them resources, like I mentioned. So showing them, the next steps, various resources that you have available, et cetera, et cetera. And then the sixth and final thing is showing people, or getting the first few followers to your Facebook page. So first thing is you should like it, right? So you can come up here and hit the like button. I'm not going to do that because this is a fake page, and I don't want my followers to start liking this fake page wondering why I look like a female. So I'm not going to do that. But you do want to come up here and like that. That will be the first follower. Now, the second thing is, it says right here, no friends who might like your page. So what you can do is you can click this button where it says see all friends, and you can literally just go through and select the people that you want, or if you want to invite everybody, you can do that. So you want to get some followers just because there is some credibility factor to that, and it just creates a little bit of movement with the page. But you're going to see in one of the upcoming videos where we talk about a lot of the Facebook myths, that the number of followers you have, especially with the strategies that we're going to be using, it makes absolutely zero difference whether you have 1 follower or 10 million followers. So it's not going to make a bit of difference. You just want some, so that there are some people in there that are liking it and commenting, and so just so there's a little bit of activity, but the number of people is absolutely irrelevant. And so that is the sixth and final thing. So with those things, again, you've seen how in just a very short period of time, I've been able to create a Facebook page, optimize it, get everything set up so that we are ready to start driving traffic and start doing business here. So that is this first lesson on creating and optimizing your Facebook page. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next video.